Hello and welcome back to Maff UK and part 4 of my shooting for beginners. We're going to be looking at the theory of a group, the main point of impact, the zero and the check zero. We're going to be covering those today and let's see how we get on, and hopefully I'll be able to explain myself in a manner that you'll be able to understand. Welcome. So then, the theory of a group. Memory serves me right. It goes something like 3 or more rounds fired at the same target by the same firer, by the same rifle at the same time. Something like that. Basically what it's saying is you, with your rifle, firing more than 3 rounds at the same point of aim with the same rifle at the same time. That is a group, or the theory of a group. Inclusive with the theory of a group is the group size will increase in direct proportion to the range. And simply explained is, if you are getting a group size of 100 millimeters at 100 meters, at 200 meters, your group size will be expected to be 200 millimeters, and so on. 300 meters, 300 millimeters. So it increases in direct proportion to the range. That is also part of the theory of a group. So how can I explain that in a little bit more detail? Right. As we are in the kitchen classroom with my camouflaged curtain, I will explain how it works. First and foremost, we need our target. And what I usually do, at 100 meters, I will have an A4 piece of paper, just like this. And you know the shoe dabbers, you know the little sponge end, I just dip that and usually make a little circle. I pin these up 100 meters away. If I've got some old pictures, I'll show you. And then I fire at it and I sort my grouping out. Now, remember, 3 or more rounds. That's okay if you're going to check group. That's okay if you're confident that your rifle is going to fire pretty much on target. No harm in firing 10 rounds right from the word go. And by firing 10 rounds at your target, if you're hitting the target, you can get a good calculation of your MPI, which is your main point of impact. Once you've got your mean point of impact, you are then able to adjust your sights onto the bull location and then fire a further 3 to 5 rounds to check your group. That's in principle how it works. So initially, minimum of 10 rounds onto your target to your front. Go down, inspect the target, find your mean point of impact, calculate the adjustments, apply those to your sights, check zero. If you find that you're still not happy and you are still either a little bit high or a little bit low, I recommend you fire another 10 rounds. If you just fire another 3 rounds, you could be doing what they call chasing the error. So you could be adjusting your rifle all day and it's just your positions that you're getting incorrect every single time, and you'll be chasing and adjusting all day. Round and round the ball you go. Where it stops, nobody knows. So you do need to fire another 10 rounds and recalculate your MPI. How does that work? Like this. We've bore sighted, we're 100 meters away. We're going to fire the first couple of rounds and we see that we are definitely on the target. But we're here. 100 meters away, we got a group like that. We should be better. However, I'm proving a point here. All we need to do is find the furthest 2 shots away and draw a line between them. And then get the other 2 shots, which are furthest away from each other, and draw a line between them. Now, this then will be known as your mean point of impact. And this is the point that we calculate our adjustments. Why? I hear you ask. Well, we've got a spread like that because that's down to human error, not down to the rifle. So that's because we weren't shooting accurately enough. We weren't applying all of our marksmanship principles whilst we did this. So this is pretty much the center of shot. And this now will calculate our adjustments. Now, what are the adjustments? What does a click mean? That can be down to your sight. And the only real way of calculating that, because you may not be exactly 100 meters, you may be 120 meters, you may be 90 meters, is to 1 click gives you 1/4 of an inch. I don't know what that is in millimeters. Whatever it is in millimeters, 10 mil maybe, I don't know. I just know it is 1/4 of an inch. So 1 click, 1/4 of an inch at 100 meters. So I would say, can't see upside down. We are looking at approximately 6 clicks up. But again, my old shooting instructor used to say, be bold. So let's go 7. Let's take it a little higher. Here we go. We've gone to 7. And now we're going to go over. And we're looking about 6. So that's up 7, across 6. Now you will have on your sight left and right, and it's not like an iron sight where you have to correct in the opposite direction. If it says left, you click left. If it says right, you click right. So this, in this scenario, will be up 7, left 6. Now we will go up 7, left 6. Hopefully that now will bring our mean point of impact onto the center of the target. So the next time we fire, and remember, we should be firing another 10 rounds. What should happen now is our 10 rounds should didn't really fall on target again, did they? So perhaps we didn't adjust correctly. Maybe we overcompensated. Maybe we did something wrong. So let's now check again our mean point of impact. What do you think? One, two. I'm going to go right 2, down 2. You may disagree with that. That's absolutely fine, because this is where your experience and practice comes into it. Is that just down to you, human error? We don't know, do we? But I'm wood, and I'm going to adjust now right 2, down 2, which will bring me to the centre of there. Now that all just looks like a load of lines, but hey, that's the experience of shooting. You have to be bold with your measurements, you have to be bold with your adjustments, and try and bring you onto target. When you're happy that you are somewhere like or where you want to be, that is when you will take your check 0, your final 3 rounds, maybe 5 rounds, and try and bring them on target. And hopefully then when you fire those last few rounds, you will have a real nice tight group on the ball exactly where you want it. Now for this weapon, 100 meters, 178 HMR, smack on the ball means whatever I point it at between here and there, it's going to get the good news without question. And that would be perfectly fine for me. Now, what can go wrong? Let's have a look at some of the things that can go wrong and patterns that can form when you're shooting. Sometimes you can see firers that have a fall of shot similar to that. Now, I would say that is the positioning hold is not firm enough to support the weapon, and the weapon is not naturally pointing at the target without any undue physical effort. Because what's happening is it's swaying from left to right. You're actually quite stable from a parallel point of view, but you're moving from left to right. Let's look at it in the other way around. Any guesses on that one? Yes, of course. Probably our breathing. We're not really holding our breath, or we're straining, or we're doing something there with our breathing which isn't correct. So we're either picking a different position where we hold our breath, which will affect the position of the shot on its final journey. One we used to have when we were using automatic weapons or self-loading rifles was, one common one would be that. And usually that was because the butt was slipping out of your shoulder. You didn't have, again, a full control of the weapon, and it was slowly slipping, causing your rounds to move at the side or diagonal like that. So those are some of the things that you should look out for, and if you recognise those patterns when you're zeroing your rifle, you should have an understanding of probably where you're going wrong and what you probably need to focus on a little bit more. Okay? Main point of impact, grouping and zeroing, nailed. So what we need to do now is put that into practice. We've done all the theory, we've done everything we can to try and help us along, give us the best possible chance to get our grouping and zeroing nailed straight away, and we can only do that by being out there and doing it. I do have some explosive targets. They are called sniper fire, and they're very good fun to check your zeroing. So as soon as you've completed your main point of impact and everything else, what you need to do then is check for zero, and a good way to do it, use these little explosive targets. I usually give myself 3 rounds, put them at 100 meters and see if I can nail them. I usually get them within the 3 rounds, so I'm quite happy that if I can hit a 40mm disc at 100 meters, I'm quite happy with that. Finally then, that's it. Let's move on. Let's look forward to then the final video, which will be out on Hulu. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. remember, I'm not the professional, you may well be. So if I've upset you in some way,